let's start setting up, shall we?
Okay.
Hello everybody, welcome to Philbert Flies, and welcome in particular to this flight, Eurowings 527 from Barcelona to Cologne Bonn. We're parked up here at gate 117 at Barcelona, and we'll get on board shortly and start setting up. So welcome to everyone who's in the chat: Jason, Stucker, Marcus, and Frank, and Kevin. Did I say Kevin? Lovely to have you all here, as always. Yes, this was a Bavarian song called the Bratwurst song. As you know, I like to play a little bit of music that's local to our arrival airport. So yeah, that was the plan with that. Now we are flying on VATSIM today. There isn't any air traffic control on in Barcelona at the moment, nor is there any at Cologne. But you never know, as time goes on we might get a few controllers online. So for now, let's start setting up. I have started the FS2 crew pre-flight events, and I'm just going to turn on the APU because we'll be starting boarding shortly, and it is quite chilly, even in Spain at the moment, 8 degrees outside. Hello Zanis as well, and Marcus, you're confused that the planes are starting from 07 left. I would fly from... Yeah, I was planning on departing from 25, right? That's unusual. What's the wind at the moment? 200 at 7 knots. So it's not a strong wind. Anyway, let's tune in the Unicom frequency so that we can hear what's going on with the other traffic, if they use audio. Or at least that I can see what's going on with the other traffic if they're using text. Let me just have a quick look at the map as well, at the VATSPY map. So for those of you who aren't aware, you can follow the progress of my flight either on VATSPY, which is an application that you download, or on the VATSIM website. And I always just Google VATSIM map because I can never remember the URL. Map.vatsim.net. Amazing I can't remember that really, isn't it? So yes, if anyone wants to have a look at my progress, and Marcus's, who is flying along as well, and I believe Zanis is joining us, you can go to this link here. Right, so as you can hear, the APU is starting up, and if I have a quick look at VATSPY, how many aircraft do we have in the area and where are they going from? Marcus, how do you know they're going from 07? I haven't actually spotted... Oh yes, there we are, there's one taking off. Ram 965 Yankee. I think we'll go from 25 right anyway, because he'll be long gone by the time we get there. And it seems to make sense to take off into the wind. Call me old-fashioned if you will. You're joining, Zanis. Excellent. Well, in the meantime, we will start setting up the MCDU. So I have loaded our route in via the world map screen. You can of course now import directly from SimBrief, but I'm just used to doing it this way, and that's what I'll continue to do for the time being, I think. So our flight number is EWG6CK. Wrong button. It's a good start, isn't it? EWG6CK, and we'll put it in the flight number field. Why not? Our alternate today is Amsterdam Schiphol. Our cost index is going to be 12, and we're going to be cruising at flight levels 300, which I know Kevin wouldn't approve of, and I'm not entirely sure I approve of it either. But I trust SimBrief to calculate the best cruising altitude for our weight and the winds aloft, so we're going to go with it. We'll go over to the flight plan page. Zanis, oh okay, that runway's closed, is it? Right, 25 left it is, I concur. So departure, runway 25 left, or we could use runway 20. Let's use runway 25 left. It's a bit of a longer taxi, but that'll mean that you get the opportunity to have a look around the airport. And we're going via Dalit, so that will be the Dallin 3 Quebec that we've... No, it won't. It'll be... I'm not too sure. No, I'm looking at the wrong chart, I think. Which SIDS do we have? So we have a 3 Quebec or a 2 Foxtrot. And I'll just have a quick look at my charts, because I had all this set up for departure from 2-5 right with my planned SID. So bear with me a little minute while I have a look at the charts. So 2F or 3 Quebec. I think we'll take the 3 Quebec. That looks good to me. And seeing as there's no ATC online, it's entirely up to us. So that is that done. And it looks...
Hi,
does it look
the
right?
security and safety checks are all done. Are you good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding.
Okay.
Turn the APU bleed on. Now that's started up. So we're going to be taking the Delin 3 Quebec, and it's going to take us via a user waypoint, then Peral, then Nitber, and that's all correct. Although the altitude constraints may not be. Let's have a quick look at that. So Peral we want to be 3,000 or above, so that's correct. Nitber we want to be 6,000 or below. Now I'm going to try changing this to minus 6,000. Last time I tried it, it didn't accept. Oh, it has accepted it. Excellent, excellent. And then by the next waypoint, Bravo Lima 058, don't know what this user waypoint is, we do indeed want to be at or above flight level 110. So that's good, that's our departure set up, and we will set up our arrival in flight, because it's a slightly longer route today. Do I get a reduction in FPS when on VATSIM? I haven't noticed it, but then I don't measure my FPS, Alex. I just tend to look at whether it feels smooth, and I haven't noticed it being any less smooth. Yes, LJ Vlogs, yes, the flight numbers I use are actually real, every single one of them. It could be, so a lot of these flights haven't flown for quite a long time, and also sometimes Flight Radar 24 will only pick up either the IATA or the ICAO call sign. So for example, if you type in EWG6CK, you probably won't get a result, but if you type in EW527, then you should. You're doing it with SimBrief, yeah. I mean, I've planned it with SimBrief as well. Spear Edge, hello, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll set up our autopilot. We'll set the initial climb altitude to 6,000. We'll then fill in our init B page. So zero fuel weight and centre of gravity can be taken by just pressing this button twice. Block fuel is 9.6 tons. Is it? I don't remember needing that much. Let me double check the flight plan. In case something's gone awry. No, it should be 8.6 tons. So we can change that, it's not a problem. Just go to weight and balance. Can never get it exact, but we'll try and get it as close to 8.6 tons as we can, so that's going to be 45%, 8.7 tons. Cool. Right, so 8.7. There we go. And now we'll go over to our performance page, put in our V-speeds, which I calculated earlier on WebPro. So V1's going to be 146, rotate at 146 as well, and V2 is going to be 147. Transition altitude for this airport is 6,000 feet. And we'll use 1,500 and 3,000 for our thrust reduction and acceleration altitudes. Flaps 1, and our flex takeoff temp today is 55 degrees Celsius. So now we've done that, we can start the before start checklist.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1010. Set.
1010. Set. Down to the line.
And I've just pressed B to update that QNH because the the METAR shows it as 1009, and I just wanted to check that was the case in the sim as well, which it is. Right, what have I missed? Sim Toolkit Pro, I've tried it. I can see why people like it. I don't personally find it that useful, I have to say. Please review Flight Temper Sydney. I will be. Don't worry. I'm definitely keen to review it. And good afternoon, LDR. It's nice to have you here. Yeah, so I have a gold subscription, LJ Vlogs. I know, get me. I pay my couple of pounds a year, which allows me 12 months of flight history. So this flight hasn't actually flown since the 22nd of March. So that's probably why you can't find it. But I do find increasingly with the situation as it is that my choice of real-world flight routes that are running at the moment is limited. So yeah, I go back in time a little bit occasionally. Do I have more issues with the autopilot and flight level when approaching the final destination? Found that the height reduction is going super slow now. I haven't noticed it, to be honest, Biraj, but I haven't done a huge amount of flying in this aircraft, other than my live streams. I'll keep an eye out for it. ATC information on descent is super late. Is that the in-sim ATC? Because I do remember that when I used to use it, yeah. No, the A350 is not an experimental aircraft. Stream's crashed. You're joking. You are joking. Let me double check that. I did notice I was getting some dropped frames, so it could be that my internet connection's playing up. Let me just check YouTube. Not crashed. No, it looks good to me as well. Excellent. We will continue. So, Baudour, I'm really sorry I don't speak Arabic, so I have no idea what you're saying. If you can type in English, you're very welcome to stay. Right, what were we doing? Before start checklist, which we've done down to the line, if I remember correctly. And we have. So we're scheduled to depart at 10 past the hour, so we've got about 15 minutes. And what I'm going to do is just fast forward the pre-flight events a little bit so that we can get underway quicker.
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem, have a safe flight.
Good, and this of course is where the 30-second lag with YouTube really comes into its own, because it took me that long to see that the stream was fine. But anyway, main thing is it's working.
Our flight today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items.
So one little glitch I've noticed at Barcelona that I didn't when I did the review is that this here jetway is not connecting. Ah, that must be Zanis, I imagine. And the gate next to us. Can an aircraft push back without a pushback vehicle? Some aircraft can push back with reverse thrust, not these ones. In the sim, the spawning of pushback vehicles is fairly random, and often you will find aircraft pushing back without one. Right. Well, I don't think there's any need to hang around here any longer, so I'll make a little welcome announcement to the passengers using Flight Crew A320, and then we'll get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello to you from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you aboard our flight today. Lovely to have you with us, and nice to see some of our frequent flyers as well. Just a note about our seatbelt policy. Whilst the signs are illuminated, please do ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. Once we get airborne, I do anticipate we'll be able to turn the seatbelt sign off, at which point you'll be free to get up and move about the cabin. However, we would advise that whilst you are seated, you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible just in case of any unexpected lumps and bumps. Have an excellent cabin crew team on board with us today. They shortly will be showing you a video briefing you on the safety features and procedures for this Airbus aircraft. Would ask that even if you are a frequent flyer, you do pay close attention to that briefing, as every aircraft is slightly different. Thanks very much once again. I'll leave you in peace for now and hand you over to the cabin crew for that demonstration, and we'll be on our way very shortly. Thank you.
Right, so we'll turn on the beacon light to let other aircraft know that we're about to move. We've already got our nav and logo lights on. We can disconnect external power, and I'll fast forward the pre-flight events to get the crew to close the doors.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yep.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
Model matching, I will post a link to the file you need to download, Captain, once I'm up in the air. Or maybe I can do it now. I'll do it now quickly. We've all got lives to lead. We can't all be hanging around for me all day. Hold on a second. If I can find it. Here it is. So this link that I'm going to post is a link to a Google Drive folder, and it has a README in there which tells you what you need to know. Why does the A320 not have any more fancy systems when the 787 has it? Well, it's an older aircraft, that's the only reason I can think of, and it works very well as it is, so they haven't felt the need to update the avionics particularly. LJ Vlogs, just check, don't suppose whoever is in the Lufthansa knows they're using a flight number that flies between Frankfurt and Vilnius. Marcus! Did you know this? He always uses Lufthansa 888. I don't think he uses real world call signs. Okay. I haven't actually heard anyone on Unicom, so I don't know if your radio's got a bug. I will announce our intentions once we've finished the checklist, and we can see if you can hear us.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Barcelona traffic, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, pushing back from stand 117 onto Bravo. Oh, the other thing we should do is set our transponder to 2000, which is the default IFR code when you haven't got any clearance for anything else. Right, let's do this.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Push it back.
Tom Lim, I am no expert on hardware, but I think probably the best thing you can do is upgrade your graphics card. Yes, but I think the idea behind the new the A320 Neo was that pilots who were qualified on the older A320 CEOs would still be able to fly them. So if they started changing the avionics in them, then there would be training implications. This is going to test my pushback tug driving skills, this pushback, I tell you.
You're clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
I'll start my engines once we are on the taxiway, I think. I might brave starting one of them while we're on this straight bit. I really, really wish we had GSX. I hope FS Dream Team are working very hard on bringing it across. For those of you who aren't aware, GSX was a pushback and ground utility vehicle sort of plug-in for FSX and Prepared. And rather than having to mess around with pushbacks, it would just do it while you got on with setting up the aircraft and starting the engines.
Starting engine 1.
And to be honest, I'm just guessing about the pushbacks at Barcelona, but I imagine they push you all the way back onto the taxiway rather than you trying to turn around in this tight little alley here. I'm not sure. Hello Ludwig, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. No, this isn't PACX, this is FS2 Cruise Flight Crew A320. There's a link to the product in the video description on YouTube. Whoever was asking. XT Flight Simmer. Close enough, that'll do us. So we'll stop the pushback there. Oh, and for pushback I'm using Pushback Express also by
Pushback
FS2.
complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes set.
Starting
Roger.
engine
Okay,
2.
the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you in the left side with a pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks, have a good flight. See you later.
Once again, ladies
Right,
and
now I
gentlemen,
have to work
welcome
out my
aboard
own
today.
taxi route
This
to
is
the
your
runway,
first
which I
speaking.
think is probably
Please
better than...
direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates...
Probably better than
safety
messing up the
aircraft.
instructions from ATC, but
Regulations
still.
require compliance with this
So we'll probably go
information
via
as well as
Bravo.
full instruction.
We're going
The
25
lighted
left, aren't we? Yeah.
information signs and
So we'll go via
posted
Bravo and
Fasten your
then
seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the
Delta.
belt. To release your seatbelt, lift
Bravo,
the metal
Delta and
flap on the
Kilo.
buckle. It is our policy that you
I'll
keep
make a
your
note
seatbelt
of that in
fastened
the
at
very
all
handy
times
notes field of
required.
V-Pilot.
Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the nearest
Yes, it's quite
exit
expensive,
view
Zanis.
and note that the
I
nearest exit
didn't
may
buy
be
it.
behind you.
I got
In
a
an
press
emergency,
copy off him
lights
for
will illuminate
a
the
review.
aisle. The cabin is pressurized.
So, 2 good
If
engine
there is a loss
starts,
of
back to
cabin
normal,
pressure, a panel will
turn off
open
the
and
APU
oxygen
bleed,
mask will appear. Remain seated
and we
with
can
your
turn off the
seatbelt
APU.
fastened.
While we're up here,
Pull a
we can
mask
turn on the
towards
taxi
you to
line
start the flow of
and do our
oxygen.
after start checklist.
Oxygen will
After
be
start
flowing through the mask,
checklist.
even though the bag may not inflate.
Anti-ice.
Cover your nose and mouth
Set.
with the mask.
ECAM
Place the electric
status.
band around your head and
Checked.
tighten by pulling
Pitch
on the
trim.
ring. Secure your
27%
own mask before
set.
assisting others.
Rudder trim.
Your life jacket is
0.
located
After start
under you.
checklist.
No,
Complete.
it's not free. There is a free alternative, Pushback Helper I think it's called, but I've never tried it. There are no cargo aircraft included in MSFS, no.
Your jacket is equipped with a light that will
Okay, see you, Zanis.
illuminate in warm.
Blah blah blah, what else have I missed? I have my settings set to high end. I've got a mixture. If you go to the community tab on my YouTube page, you can see all of my current graphic settings there.
Reading light buttons are located over your head. Thank you very much for your attention.
Flight control check.
Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Did you hear my announcement on VATSIM? Because I'm not hearing anything. Which seems a little odd that I wouldn't hear anything or receive any messages. But never mind.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, taxiing for departure, runway 25 left via Bravo, Delta and Kilo. So that's going to be our 3rd on the right, I believe. Yes, 3rd on the right. Let's go.
Lufthansa 888, parking position 115, after Eurowings A320, pushing back.
Good, I can hear Marcus. So all is well. So yes, so Zanis' plane has disappeared as you can see, but Marcus is still here with us.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Am I planning on changing my T16000M? No, not at the moment. I don't think for me that the throttle quadrant is worth it at the moment, because I have a very small desk that I use for things besides simming, and you know the built-in throttle is alright. I know it's not as realistic, but the main thing is that I've got a stick that I can use that works, and I just use the twist axis for rudder because I don't even have rudder pedals. So if I was going to invest in something, it would probably be rudder pedals, but all of that is going to have to wait until I board out my loft and have a little bit more room. Jason, that could either be because you have an offset approach, or it could be because the ILS is a little bit broken in this sim. What was that? Did anyone hear? It's quite broken. Do we have an aircraft lining up for 25 right? No, we don't. So we'll turn on our strobe and announce our intentions to cross it. Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, crossing runway 25 right. Now we're across, we can turn off the strobe light again. We'll set our auto brake to max. Test our takeoff config. We'll ding the cabin, even though that gives a cabin crew seats for takeoff announcement, which it shouldn't really, in my opinion. And we will start our before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flat setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
Eurowings, Barcelona traffic, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, crossing runway 20.
Barcelona traffic, taxi via Bravo Delta Kilo via 25 left.
Yeah, it is a bit uncomfortable, I agree, Zbiraj. It's not ideal at all.
9 Kilo, final runway 25 right.
Anyway, we'll carry on with the before takeoff checklist.
V1, 146, VR, 146, V2, 147.
V1, 146, VR, 146, V2, 147, ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
Yeah, it's certainly the case that in previous sims the ILS capture was a lot smoother.
Barcelona traffic.
That's quite a good idea, Zbiraj. Quite a good idea. I'm on VATSIM, Ludwig. Just going to double check VATSPY before we take off to make sure no controllers have come online. No, but we should have a little bit of something as we get nearer to Cologne, I hope.
Barcelona traffic, crossing runway 20.
And we may as well take the full length, seeing as we're the only people here. Yeah, the custom autopilot will be a game changer. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Flighter. Hello, Captain Tito. Welcome, nice to have you here. Okay, and we'll just stop at the hold short point to get everything set up. Right, so we'll assume we've been cleared for takeoff. We'll turn on the strobe light, we'll turn on the runway turn-off light, nose light to taxi, and landing lights on.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Pax.
Crossing Barcelona traffic at runway 25
Before
left,
takeoff
number 2.
checklist complete.
Barcelona traffic, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, taking off runway 25 left. Thank you, Marcus. Right, I'll get the takeoff underway and then I'll catch up with your messages afterwards, because otherwise things go horribly wrong if I try and do both at the same time. But I will take this opportunity to ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click the thumbs up button underneath the video because that makes me happy. And I will speak to you once we are in the air.
Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff. Manflex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Check. Thrust set. $100 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
So our departure route today takes us to the left over the sea, round in a long loop and then back inland again. I'm going to engage the autopilot so I can give you a look outside.
Autopilot 1. AP1.
Check.
Barcelona traffic taking off runway 25 left.
And that's Marcus taking off. Quite a small gap, Marcus, I must say, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, flight error. Right, let me go back a little bit further. Do I use the mod for the Airbus Luca? Yes, I do. This is the latest version of the master build, the dev build. Who makes the best payware? In my opinion, Flytamper do. But there's a lot of good payware. I mean, this Aerosoft Cologne Bonn is an absolute masterpiece.
Flap 0.
Speed checked.
See, I should have waited a little bit longer to engage with the
Flaps
jack, 'cause
0.
I missed my green dot speed, but never mind. I'm using the standard Thrustmaster T16000M. And hello Wolfgang, welcome to the stream. As a Cologne resident, I always think about the sad accident. Yes, I know, I remember it well. So custom autopilot is something that the fly-by-wire guys who are working on the A320 mod are developing at the moment. Okay, Stucker, no worries. It's nice to see you, and see you later. Right, so we're climbing up to 6,000, and we have to be at or below 6,000 by the Delta 16 waypoint. Oh, hang on, am I looking at the correct chart? No, I'm looking at the wrong chart. Now I'm looking at the right chart, so we have to be at or below 6,000 by NITBA, and then after that we can climb all the way up to our cruising altitude because there are no further constraints. Now, strictly speaking, because there is no ATC on, we can more or less do what we like, but I think we'll at least obey the first couple of constraints for the sake of realism. And as long as Marcus doesn't come hurtling into us from behind, should be fine. In fact, it's more likely, I suppose, that we would hurtle into Marcus as we climb if he's doing something different. What did I say was the the best payware? The best payware developer, I think, is FlyTamper. They make consistently fantastic airports. But there are, Cologne Bonn is probably my favourite airport in this sim, and that was published by Aerosoft. But Aerosoft being just a publisher, they publish a variety of developers' work, so I can't honestly say that they're top of the game. So yeah, FlyTamper's good. Some of the Orbex developers are absolutely fantastic. Marcus Nieberg, whose name I can never pronounce properly, his Gothenburg and Malmo are right up there. So it varies. It's hard to say one single developer, but those are definitely the ones to watch, I would say.
Barcelona traffic reducing to 250.
Reducing to 250, Max. What were you doing before? Right, so we're passing through the transition altitude now. So we'll set standard pressure.
Set standard.
Standard, cross-checked, passing flight level 0, 6, 9.
And we'll do our after takeoff climb checklist.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear,
Up.
now.
Flaps. Check. Retracted.
Packs,
On.
down to the line.
Below the line.
Baro ref,
Standard set.
standard set. After takeoff checklist, complete.
Right, and there we go, on up to cruising altitude. Where is Camp Nou? I've got no idea, Aditya. No idea. What is Camp Nou? Did you mishear something I said, perhaps? Can't think. Gaia Simulation, they do some fantastic work. They really do. They are up there with the best developers these days, I would say. MK Studios are doing some fantastic work these days as well. I'd say in general, the quality of payware add-ons is going up and up, which is, of course, great to see. Hello, Steve. Yes, I have flown the 787. In fact, I did a live stream in it to celebrate 1,000 subscribers a little while back. I flew all the way from Heathrow to Chicago in it. It's alright. Yeah, mixed results is how I'd describe it as well. Put it this way, I won't hesitate to get the Quality Wings version when that comes out. If it comes out. Oh, Barcelona stay. You see, I know nothing about football. In that case, the answer is probably quite a long way behind us. Sorry, Aditya, for my football ignorance. So I tell you what I might do now, which is something that I do occasionally, but probably not as often as I should, is show you our routing. And before I do that, I'm going to just double check who's around us on that spy. So I've just got a message on vPilot from Marcus who says, I see you below me, and he's reducing his speed to keep distance, so I assume this is Marcus. And there appears to be 2 aircraft flying in formation, but I think that is either my eyes playing tricks on me or a graphical bug. It's It's probably my eyes playing tricks on me, actually. Right, where is my navigraph? Here it is. And how do I get it up on the stream? Somewhere down here. There you are. So this is our routing. I'll show you the departure route we're following, which is not this one, it's this one, I think. Yeah. So this is where our aircraft is. This is one of the advantages of Navigraph. It shows you exactly where you are on a lot of the charts. So we took off this way from runway 25 left, made that left turn and right turn to Ferrol, and this is the waypoint we were at where I was keeping below 6,000 feet, Nitra. And now we're heading up to Dallin, which is the last waypoint on the departure route. Today they're playing in Huesca, right? Nice. There would have been no point seeing the stadium. Latte Master, hello. Greetings and salutations to you too, sir. Right, so if I close this, you could see our whole routing. So you'll notice, despite what I said about us looping back round over the land, we're not doing that. We're going to carry on over the sea and then fly up over France, making land near Toulon there. And then we're going to keep going, just touching Italy here, over Switzerland, close to Bern, and overhead Zurich. They're normally quite good for control, Switzerland, so you never know. We might have a little bit of contact with ATC. Over Reutlingen and just to the west of Stuttgart, Heidelberg, west of Frankfurt, and we'll keep heading north before we arriving onto our standard terminal arrival route and turning left back on ourselves into Cologne Bonn. So that's what the routing looks like for today's flight, and we're going to start off at flight level 300. We'll see how that goes. We might climb a little bit later. So yes, that's the gist of it. Yes, you can only fly with me on VATSIM, Jason, because you can't use VATSIM and multiplayer at the same time. It would be carnage. So I am considering, though, and tell me, I'd be interested to hear what you think about this, introducing YouTube memberships, which allow you to make a donation each month. Like, there can be different tiers, and I thought one of the things I might do, if people are interested, is for a certain amount, and I haven't got as far as thinking about what the amounts will be, but for a certain amount each month, we can do a flight together in different airliners. We'll do like an airliner group flight off VATSIM. It's the sort of thing that I think is probably more interesting to do than it is to watch, if you know what I mean. So that's why I thought I might keep that separate. But I don't know. I don't know. I've got very mixed opinions about channel memberships. I know a lot of you are being very generous with donations, and I really appreciate that. But the idea of a sort of steady extra few pounds every month does appeal a little bit. Navigraph's about £10 a month, if I remember rightly, Jason. Not 100% sure off the top of my head. Oh, Stuttgart's where you live, is it? Awesome. You must have been gutted that they didn't include the airport in the sim then, Marcus. Shall I get rid of this map? Probably seen enough of this map. You might want to look out the window. How's the little bar at the top working? Seems to be doing alright. Yes, good. Is there a way within the game and without using add-ons to work out the ETA? Not in the vanilla sim, but there is in the A320NX mod, because it has a fairly reliable now UTC destination arrival time in here. So we're expected to arrive at 17:12 Zulu, which will be 18:12 local time, which is in about an hour and 40 minutes, which seems about right. So yeah, one of the advantages of the A320NX mod, but I know you said without using add-ons, and I don't know of one. No, I'm not going to review this Sydney scenery right after this flight. I'm going to make my dinner right after this. And I haven't got it yet either, so I'll do it as soon as possible. I don't want to put a date on it in case I miss it, but I've got a few days off, so I'll get it done as soon as possible. I also want to review Liverpool, so there's quite a few in the pipeline, so it'll depend a little bit on which one I end up getting first. You can see my settings in the YouTube community tab. Captain Panna, sorry. Yeah, Panna. Welcome back, Stucker. Yes, I've seen some modders making progress with it. Yeah, I probably would buy it through Orbex Keffel if I buy it. The developer, when I sent him my review of Las Vegas, did say get in touch if you want a press copy. So I'm hopeful I might get a press copy to review and not have to buy it full stop, which would of course be lovely. Oh, that's interesting, Flight Hero. No, I haven't reviewed Southend. No, not yet. I've been taking a little bit of a break from the reviews because, because I prefer flying to reviewing, basically. But also, the reviews are what get people to my channel. So I've had a little bit of a Christmas break, but I will get back on it soon. So in the progress page of the MCDU, you get an optimal flight level, and they've given us 390 here, which I don't know if it's accurate. I don't think it is. It seems very high considering our weight, and it doesn't take into account winds aloft, so I don't think this page is fully implemented yet. So my best guess is still based on the SimBrief planned altitude, which is 300. So we'll stay here for now, see how we go. I may change my mind in due course. Oh, thank you, Kaffel, for posting that link. Yeah, the fly-by-wire add-on is one of the best pieces of software, freeware software I've ever used. I think it's incredible what they've achieved. But the what do they call them? Working title mod for the CJ4 is also really good, and I've just recently got into that, so that will be my next live stream, which is happening at 2 o'clock tomorrow. We're flying from La Mole Saint-Tropez back to London City in the CJ4, which I warn you now, I'm not as good at flying as I am the A320, and I'm not all that good at flying the A320 sometimes, as you'll have seen. But it'll be something a bit different, and what I love about flying business jets is that you can fly more or less wherever you want without being in any way unrealistic. So that's quite exciting. I've got a few trips planned in that. Hello, Finbar. Good, I'm pleased. I try to keep them a bit upbeat in the hope that people will be enthused by them. It's good to hear. It is sad that there's no TCAS, yes. Yes, especially when you've got a Lufthansa jet less than a mile behind you. Hello, Leo. Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Hello is fine, Leo. I'm bilingual when it comes to greetings. Hello, hey, it's Napster. I haven't seen you for yonks. Nice to see you. When do I plan on doing a long haul next? I don't know. I don't have any pressing plans to do one. I would really like, if I do another long haul, I'd really like to do it in an aircraft that works at least as well as the A320 does, and we don't have one at the moment. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they update it not as often as the A32NX guys do, but the latest build 0.8.3 is pretty good. Hello Alessandro, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't think he's really less than a mile, LJ Vlogs. I just got a little bit anxious when I saw him taking off more or less as our wheels left the runway. I'm cruising at flight level 300 because that is our planned cruising altitude. And SimBrief takes into account winds aloft and your weight when calculating that. So it's probably the most efficient altitude for us to be cruising at. I'm not absolutely 100% certain of that, but I tend to trust SimBrief's plans. I'm just having a look at the winds in the flight plan. Oh, okay, so that actually recommends... So my flight plan recommends a climb up to Bodru, which I think we might have passed already. Dallin, Pivas... Why can't I see any of these waypoints? Oh yeah, so we just passed Dallin. Yeah, Debug, Rotis. Let me just have a quick check. So we do have a step climb planned. Don't know why I found that hard to say. And yeah, indeed, if you look at the winds on my SimBrief plan, or if I look at the winds on my SimBrief plan, that is what makes the most sense. So we'll be climbing up to flight level 360 at Bodru, and I'm just going to look at my text plan to work out where that is. Pivas, Deba, Soso, Rotis. So it's a little way off still. If we zoom out, we may be able to see it, but it all gets a bit cluttered. Here we are, so in 160 miles we'll be climbing to flight level 360. There we go. Ah, there's ATC in Germany, awesome. That's good news, I think, mostly. I always have mixed feelings when I see air traffic control coming online because it increases my workload, but it also increases the realism and makes it a bit more interesting for you guys. All right, Kaffel, you're on. If there's a A380 that's, well, if they do release it, I will totally do Dubai to Sydney for sure. That is now on my list of definites. If it's good, as long as it's good. Do I still use other sims? No, I don't. I have to be honest. I've gone back to P3D twice, and I loved flying the FS Labs Airbus and having an Airbus that actually works properly and does what it's supposed to. But the whole world just looks wrong, and the overall experience was, it just didn't feel realistic in spite of the aircraft itself being more realistic. I'm from England, Alessandro. Yes, I am flying with the fly-by-wire A320NX, Rui. I am indeed. And I haven't noticed stutters. Let's try it. Let's go back to the cockpit. Back to the drone camera. No, it's pretty smooth throughout. London to Sydney via Dubai. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, LJ Vlogs. You can't... Well, you can do your own flight plan. You can do a flight plan in Navigraph. I can't say I've ever done it, actually, but I think there is a way to auto-route between two airports. I use SimBrief for the plan and Navigraph for the charts, yeah. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, Alessandro. Oh, thanks, Sugar. Clouds are lovely, aren't they? Yeah. Marcus says in the V-Pilot chat, if I want to climb to 360 then please take care because he's above me. Yes, I might. We'll talk nearer the time, Alessandra, I'm getting names muddled up. Marcus. I might ask you to slow down a little bit to give me a bit of room to climb. So I'm hoping we'll have a pretty nice sunset today. But I would, to be honest, at 16:10 expect it to be a little bit darker than this already, and I'm starting to wonder if I've set the time wrong. No, 16:38. I guess we're quite a long way south compared with what I'm used to, so we'll have more daylight hours. Good for you, Finbath, good for you. As long as you don't blame me when you do really badly at university. Watch my stream while you eat, and then go and get on with a little bit. You can have it on in the background. There you are, that's my responsible advice. Everyone's very keen on wing views, and I have to say, I look at them on other people's streams, and I see the camera flying through like a wire frame, and for me it totally spoils the immersion. So I don't like them. I don't like those custom wing views, and if you could jump straight to them, that would be different. I wouldn't mind it, but I'll try and show you a built-in wing view. I can never remember how to do it. I've got a feeling they might have changed it. We've got external cameras here, but it's not that. Is it one of the cockpit views? What's this? What's this? That's not as exciting as the name suggested. Must be one of the quick views, no? I think they've changed the default views because I can no longer get to the wing views. Unless do tell me if I'm missing the boat here. Missing the point. Am I going to upgrade my PC anytime soon? I don't have any immediate plans to, no. But I'd imagine maybe within the next year I might invest in a new graphics card at least. Your flight sim won't load, do I know any fixes? No, your best bet, to be honest, is to go onto the VATSIM forums or the official forums. You'll probably find some advice there. I'm no expert on fixing these sort of problems. Do I know Brazil? Well, I don't know it well. I've never been, but I know where it is, Alessandro. I'd like to go one day. Stuka, I'm alright for group flights at the moment. I've got my, as you know, my Bimbles Around Britain series, and I do a couple of others on other Discord servers, so I won't be planning any more at the present time, I'm afraid. Oh, is it buffering? Honestly, my internet provider makes me quite cross. I'm getting this more and more often where streams just go wrong. It seems to be alright now. Let me try and close a couple of browser windows just in case that makes a difference. Don't imagine it will. You never know. I'll get rid of Discord. Don't need that. Hopefully that'll be better, but I don't have much faith. Radhika, I don't even know what RFS is, I'm afraid. Hello Manuel, nice to see you, welcome to the stream. Okay Marcus, no worries. What is RFS? Someone fill me in. I don't want to get in trouble with your Professor Finbar. I think I revised my advice. I'll be playing him this video back, and while I initially might have said, yes, don't do your work, watch this instead, I later changed my mind and said, watch it while you eat and then go and work. They were in external or showcase, weren't they? But they are, yeah, they don't seem to be anymore. Maxime, thank you, welcome to the stream. Goodness me, my Nightbot messages are getting on my nerves now. I'm going to reduce the frequency and change them after this flight. You know when you write something down and you think, yeah, that's quite sort of vaguely amusing, a little bit friendly, not too pushy, and then you see it in writing every 15 minutes and you change your mind. Oh, okay, LJ Vlogs, thank you. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never tried it. I've tried Infinite Flight, and I've tried the X-Plane mobile version. I've never tried RFL. Is it good? Right, yeah, I can imagine. I didn't really get on with either of the other two that I've tried, so I don't think it's for me. But possibly something I'll download to kill the time at work if it's quiet. You think they're still there? We'll have a look. Hello Backstage Clown, welcome to the stream. So we think they're either in external or in showcase, right? External view, there's nothing in that list at all. And I think that's where they were, and then the fixed camera in showcase are just these two. There's nothing else. So that's a bit of a shame. Does everyone really like to pretend to be a passenger and look out the window? Is it just me who's not that fussed by it? Because if everyone wants it, I'll do it. I know how to do it. I watched Drawyer's video and then I looked at the effect and I thought, no, it's not for me. But of course it's not all about me, it's about you lot as well. I think it might be time for a nice bit of background cruising music. No, what Jake Plays Aviation? You don't want wing views? Is that what? Could be. This is the trouble with the YouTube delay. I can't remember the last thing I said when people reply to me. It's in fixed cameras, the last one. Oh, really? Is this what you mean? I didn't scroll down. There we are. There's a good bit of wing action for you. Thanks, Caffel. I must remember the little scrolly wheel. I've only been using computers for 36 years. Can't be expected to remember that sort of thing. Oh, cool. I will give that a go, LJ. That sounds interesting. There you are. Bit of engine view there. We'll come back to the wing view shortly. If we're having connection issues, then maybe I won't stream any music. Yeah, we'll leave the music for today. And as for the buffering, I can only apologise. There's nothing I can do about it, really. Unless we start a letter writing campaign to Virgin Media. No, I don't, Sugar. I don't remember that. See, the good thing about the default wing views is that now we're here, if I remember rightly, I can just push that and we go back to the drone view, so we can chop and change without having to see that weird wireframe interior. So there you are. How's that for a compromise? I won't do custom wing views, but I will show you the default ones from time to time. I don't remember the air disaster, Stuka. No, I don't remember that. Emergency landing in Singapore. No. Yeah, we won't speak of this again, Finbar. Right, let's have a quick look at VATSPY. Oh, that's disconnected due to my connection issues. So we have got some Eurocontrol on. Wonder if we should be contacted. Well, they haven't sent a contact me message. Let's give them a call. What's the worst that can happen? They've been online for 2 minutes. 135.25. I tell you what, yeah, when there is a working replay function, I will totally be getting involved with doing that. Oh, thank you, Marcus. I'll have a look afterwards. I'm scared to open anything that uses any bandwidth at the moment. Afterwards, 135.25.
Swiss 370 Air Control Squawk 0601, report ready for descent.
Marcus, thank you very much for the donation. Thank you very much.
0601.
0601.
I'll let you go first next time.
47 Yankee Squawk 0300.
Right, I think we're probably about ready for our climb. Let me just double check my flight plans. Wouldn't mind starting my climb before contacting them.
Swiss 324 Air Control, good day, Squawk was 0601.
So we can climb after Adita, which is our next waypoint. Oh no, we can't. No, it's too soon. We'll stay here for now and request a climb later. Eurocontrol, good afternoon. Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, flight level 300, inbound Maxia.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, Eurocontrol, good day, Squawk 0603.
Squawk 0603, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo.
Lufthansa 888 on flight level 320 with you.
My flight plan's telling me that we have a step climb scheduled.
Easy 8703 Eurocontrol, good day, identified. And the Lufthansa calling, what was the call sign?
Which waypoint did I say? Can't remember. I'll have to have another look.
CD61, good day, identified break. And the Lufthansa checking in, what was the call sign?
So we'll request a climb now. After Maxi is when we want to start
Lufthansa
climbing.
888 Eurocontrol, good afternoon, identified.
Good afternoon, ED327 Juliet.
ED37 Juliet, Eurocontrol, good afternoon, Squawk 0602.
Squawk 0602, ED327.
I haven't watched Miracle on the Hudson, no. I've heard it's good though. I'm in my home living room from Bar at the moment.
Good day, identified.
Good evening, Eurocontrol, this is ED61.
Oh, is there a payware replay?
ED6 on, good afternoon,
I'll
identified.
have a look at that.
Eurocontrol, good evening. München Air Cargo for Echo Foxtrot, passing 250, climbing to 320.
München Air 4, Echo Foxtrot, Eurocontrol, good day, squawk 3253.
Just wait for a gap in the comms and then I'll request our
Squawk
climb to 360.
3253, Munich Air Cargo for Echo Foxtrot.
Iberia 6252, descend flight level 250.
Welcome back, Speedbirdie Gaming. Yes, there are quite a lot of waypoints on this plan.
Lufthansa 5
It's
to
all
Tango
through,
for traffic,
it's
turn
all
right
along,
heading 070.
Airways.
Right heading 070, Lufthansa 5 to Tango.
5 to Tango, that traffic is not speaking to me at the minute. He will pass same level. He'll be about 7 miles in front of you.
Roger, we have the traffic on Lufthansa 5 to Tango.
Eurocontrol, good evening, people 84 Bravo, repeated. 34 Bravo, Eurocontrol, good day, identified. I just confirmed you've got PDC online. 284 Bravo.
Ah, you watched the latest live video, did you?
I'm quite busy at the minute and it's just going to lag my Aeroscope out of it completely, so apologies about that. Not a problem, 284 Bravo, flight level 360, good afternoon. Thank you, welcome aboard.
Eurocontrol, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, request climb flight level 360.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo.
Eurocontroller, Europa 212 Bravo, heavy, heading Adoro, flight level 390.
So now we've changed that. I imagine they'll come up with a new flight level notification.
Europa 212 Bravo, Eurocontrol, good today, identified. Iberia 6252, contact Madrid 118.75, good day.
Eurowest Control, good afternoon, Air France 772 X-ray, passing flight level 250 to 310.
Air France 772 X-ray, Eurocontrol, good day, identified. Climb flight level 280.
Oh, I see. No, I'm not, unfortunately, Finbar. No, I'm going in, but I work shifts, so I do 12-hour shifts, which means I have more days off than days on. And when I'm at work, it's for a very long time.
Lufthansa 5 to Tango, resume on navigation direct to Immer.
In a few moments, we'll begin our
Resume on navigation direct to Immer.
Please refer to the menu given to you on boarding.
Yeah, Innsbruck is a tough approach.
551, good afternoon.
No doubt about that.
Request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently.
Oh, thank you, Scott. You certainly can say that. It's very nice of you to say so. I'm glad you're enjoying them. This is the A320 Neo with the A320NX mod, and we're flying Eurowings.
062, flight level 370, inbound Crispa. 80062, Eurocontrol, good day, identified. Break Ryanair 7 Golf Zulu, Eurocontrol, allow climb flight level 340.
340, Ryanair 7 Golf Zulu. And F Ryanair 7 Golf Bravo, Juliet, climb for about 2 minutes.
Report back.
Welcome. Control, good afternoon, Swiss 225, flight level 270.
Swiss 225, Eurocontrol, hello, you should be with Langen 127.72.
Yeah, he handed me over, so I'll go back. Thank you very much.
Eurocontrol 3370, request CETA.
Swiss 370, descend flight level 250, continue to Unicom 122.8, good day.
250 on Unicom 3370, good day.
Lufthansa 5 to Tango,
Stunning,
contact Langen 135, correction, Eurocontrol, Maastricht 135.45, good day.
Roger, Maastricht.
Definitely the best views from the air in Europe, the Alps. It varies, Jason, so we designed our roster to basically give us a week off every 5. So we do blocks of 4, blocks of 3. Yeah, and then every 5th week we have a week off from Thursday to Wednesday, which is what I'm in the middle of now. What are my thoughts on MSFS? I love it. I think it's just breathtaking visually. I think it's getting better all the time in terms of realism.
735
Euro
control hello, climb flight level 3.
And I think it's the future. I really do.
35 Euro right after the free flight.
Runner 7 Golf Bravo, back at the party.
Glad you enjoyed it. Do you know, I've never been skiing, Jason. Never done it. I can barely stand up on ice skates, so I don't know. I don't think it's my thing somehow.
250, Europa 225 Bravo.
So the engines are throttling back, which suggests we are at flight level 360, and we are just approaching it now. This is a lovely route.
Center 135250, Mike Echo Alpha, can you give me
my current altitude is flight level 360 and we're cruising at Mach 0.77.
Mike Echo Alpha, Air Control, you're remaining inside my airspace so you can monitor Unicom 122 decimal.
You should be able to see that in the bar on the top of the video.
Thank you.
It may not be working, let me check. Yes, it is working. What snow and ice mod is that?
Lufthansa 47 Delta, Euro Control, good day, identified.
No sugar, there's no 777 in this sim.
I've been leaving the cockpit for about 5 minutes and I'm reporting back.
Roger. We heard.
Alps and Pyrenees are just, yeah they are, they really are, Jamboree. Welcome to the stream, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like flying over mountains at altitude. Except flying low around mountains in a Cessna.
Juliet, descend flight level 250.
Oh, okay, well that's encouraging, Ollie, Jason. I will, I'll consider it one day. I've got a friend who's very, very keen to take me skiing. And I've always said no, but maybe I will say yes one day. This is VATSIM, Speed Birdie. I'm on VATSIM, that's who you can hear talking.
And 7 Golf Zulu, Control, roger.
Yeah, and that's really the big change, Scott. The scenery is satellite imagery based and terrain elevation, so you are looking at the real world, or as close as it's possible to do that, which is awesome. It just makes the whole thing feel more real.
Transavia 2 Romeo Euro Control, good day, identified. China 2242, contact Master Direct 135.45, good day.
So to give you an idea of what's going on with air traffic control at the moment, we have what is called Eurocontrol, which covers large areas of Europe above flight level 245, and that's who we're talking to. So they have different sectors. We're speaking to Eurocontrol West at the moment, and we probably will be for most. And when the lower level controllers, the centre controllers, are online, we'd be speaking to them instead. At the moment, there's no air traffic control at Cologne, and there's no Düsseldorf control on either. So what I imagine will happen, if things stay as they are, is at some point we'll get handed back to Unicom during our descent when we pass flight level 245, and then we will vector ourselves onto the approach. Take me skiing. Oh, thank you, Jason. Danny Neubecker, welcome to the stream, and you're very welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying them and helping your workday go a little bit quicker. Yeah, I did a little test flight around Innsbruck, Robert, and it is looking awesome in the snow, isn't it? I just wish they'd clear the runway. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. thick snow on the runway doesn't feel quite right to me. But other than that, it's stunning. What's your local airport, Scott? Yeah, but Jason, that sounds like a very good deal, except for the fact that you want to learn to fly and I don't want to learn to ski. The built-in ATC is not very good, Fusilier, I agree with you. I haven't used it for a long time. And I try my best, Speed Buddy. I can't always respond to every comment. I miss the odd one, particularly when the chat gets busy.
Your control, West, good afternoon. People 743 with you, passing flight level 335, climbing 350, proceeding Lima Golf Lima.
People 743 Eurocontrol, hello, resume on navigation direct to Depot.
Do you know, I was in two minds about simulating this flight on a winter evening because I thought we'd be doing a lot of it in the dark, but it's totally worth it for these sunset views over the Alps.
Airbus 22 Alpha Bravo, contact Madrid 118.75, good day.
118.75, report 22 Alpha Bravo, good day.
Easy 37 Juliet, leave my airspace, no further ATC Monotini, come on 22.
That's interesting, Edgar. I didn't know that. Thank you for that little tidbit.
Yeah.
Your control, good afternoon, ET907 with you, flight level 390, direct left back.
Easy 9027 Eurocontrol.
Jempes, hello, nice to see you, welcome to the stream. Now, I know I asked you before if I was pronouncing your name right, and you said I was, but I can't remember if I pronounced it how I am now. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right, LJ Voice. You've got your clearance delivery controller, you've got your ground controller, possibly two ground controllers, tower, departure, 2 or 3 center controllers, and then all the same.
Ryanair 735 times level 360.
Center level 360, Ryanair 737.
Lufthansa 888, contact Maastricht 135.450, good day.
To Maastricht 135.45, distance is relay, thanks for the service.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, contact Maastricht 135.450, good day.
Maastricht on 135.450 for Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, bye bye.
Center, good day, Ryanair 139er with you, flight level 380.
Ryanair 139 Eurocontrol, good afternoon, ident correction, squawk 061.
Squawk 0611, Ryanair 139er. Eurocontrol 7.
7 Golf Zulu Eurocontrol, Roger.
Euro radar request descent, Iberia 9064.
135.
Iberia 9064 descent.
It is so fiddly tuning these radios. That is the worst bit about flying on VATSIM, to be honest. Right, what do they call themselves? Maastricht Control or Maastricht Centre? I have no ATC.
Level 400 inbound. Yes.
Oh, yes,
Question 813 Golf, hello
radar.
again, identify direct Costa. Costa, fraction 813 Golf, thank you. Lufthansa 888, with you, good evening, on flight level 320, inbound, cleanest. Lufthansa 522, guten Tag, radar contact. Proceed direct to the...
Maastricht radar, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, flight level 360, inbound Blona.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, hello, radar contact. Lufthansa 888 on flight level 320, inbound Kines. 888, hello, radar contact.
I was hoping he might give us a direct to, a bit like the last he gave the last aircraft, so we could cut the corner, but never mind.
Good, I'm
glad
radar
that's
contact, climb,
I'll remember
flight
that now.
level...
Maybe, I'll
330.
try. I'll probably ask you if I'm pronouncing it right again in a couple of weeks, but for now I'm confident. Pink clouds look so nice, yeah, they are, they're absolutely stunning, agreed. Chemtrails are a myth, Fuse. Oh, do you mean, I know what you mean, wingtip vortices, what do you call them? Vapor trails, I think they will, yeah, I think they will. And they do want to add a replay function as well, I know that much. We were talking earlier about how there's a payware add-on that's coming out to give replay functionality, so hopefully that won't be too long.
Transavia 5 Charlie, hello.
No, I'm not a real pilot, Speed Birdie. I've just been flying them in various flight simulators for a long time. Hello, flying is lit. Flying is indeed lit. Welcome to the stream. I'm alright, thank you. Yeah, very well. How are you?
Okay, we'll take Langen Radar 127.
There's an aircraft below us here. I wonder if that's Marcus.
Airline 620 after Norfolk, continue our navigation in Unicorn. Have a good landing.
Yeah, probably is. Grab a little screenshot for him.
Ready to be set.
With a 596.
This stream's always laggy. It's YouTube, I think. It's always got about a 30-second delay, something like that.
360 with their 590.
And with a 596, descent level 340.
Sending to 340 with their 596.
I don't have much experience with X-Plane Jamboree, so I'm going to have to pass on that question. No, my graphics card's only a 1080 Ti.
Ballast 778, descent now below level 250.
Just going to dim the screens, it's going to be a bit too bright.
However, later on, approaching Arki, switch to Langen Radar 127.72. Goodbye.
The MCDU doesn't want to get any darker. About this one. That one does, but I don't care about it. Oh, it is. I just wasn't patient.
Tango Hollow radar contact.
Contrails, that's the one, yeah, contrails.
The 2 Charlie, good card radar contact. What level would you like?
I don't know why I didn't immediately realise that's what you were asking.
Charlie,
It's been a long day. Do you mean what do you mean by laggy? Let me watch my stream a bit and I'll see if I work out what you mean. Because to me the lag is the gap between what I'm seeing and what you're seeing, which is why it takes a while for your comments to come up.
Lufthansa 2 to kilo, descent level 240.
If you mean, I mean, the stream looks alright to me. So I don't know quite what you mean. If you mean stuttery rather than laggy, it does look a bit more stuttery on the stream than it does for me. That's always the fact with streaming.
Crossing below.
Roger, stand by with the 590.
Yes, it's gorgeous, isn't it, Marcus? And I've got the added benefit of your strobe lights in the distance. I must download that mod that gets rid of these graphical towers.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Lufthansa 33, my contact Eurocontrol West on 135.25. Goodbye. Lufthansa 33, Mike. But I'm calling Lufthansa 33, Mike. Lufthansa 33, Mike.
You want to be an A350 pilot, Speed?
Lufthansa 33, Mike.
That's a great plane. Flying is fun. I've done enough of it in the real world.
With a 596, descent level 240.
Sending to 240 with a 596.
Eurotrans 541, hello, radar contact.
Yeah, indeed. Lufthansa 888 is universal. He's a very famous pilot, that's why he just keeps one flight number. Makes booking tickets with him tricky, but...
Whiskey Sierra.
Request descent.
West Whiskey 9 Whiskey Sierra, yep, descent, flight level 250, below that, all discretion and Unicorn, happy landing, ciao.
250 and below.
All right, no, that's all right. Flying is low. Yeah. There's always a gap with YouTube.
Maastricht, today, Lufthansa 5 Yankee Flight Level 310 inbound Revo.
I don't know, Jason. Someone mentioned a mod that you can download in the group flight yesterday, and I didn't make a note of it, so I'll have to Google it.
Climb level 350.
My call sign is Eurowings 6 Charlie
Lufthansa
Kilo.
5 Yankee climbing level 350.
Lufthansa 522, descend level 250. Descend level 250, Lufthansa 522.
Hello Dante, welcome to the stream.
1 STA.local 340, directly north. Easy 3331, hello, radar contact.
Marcus, are you flying the same flight plan as me? We shared our flight plan. I shared my flight plan the other day. Must be pretty similar.
Please switch to Unicom 122.8 chop. Easy 62906, switch to Unicom 122.8. Goodbye.
So before things get hectic for our descent, I thought I might show you our planned arrival. So I'll just bring that up on,
first to KLM 094, descending below my airspace now, continue own navigation and Unicom.
The stream.
Goodbye, break, Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima, Maastricht, hello, squawk 0370.
So we're going to be following Gulko to Victor. So we will go from Gulko to Coggett to Vipper. And wind at the moment is from 030, so I'm not entirely sure which runway we'll expect. Our planned arrival was runway 06, which would make sense.
Squawk 1000, Lufthansa.
Let me just have a quick look at the airport charts.
Eurowings, correction, Lufthansa 33 Mike, Lufthansa 33 Mike, Maastricht calling.
So this is runway 06. So assuming we get that approach, we'll be coming around the airport and we'll have a quick look at the approach chart. It's only got an RNP arrival. I don't like that because it doesn't work properly in the sim. So we might perhaps go for 14 left instead. So the wind's pretty mild, it's only 8 knots. So that would be my preference, but we'll see what everyone else is doing when we get there.
Maastricht, Lufthansa 5 Yankee, request out of cockpit for 5 minutes.
After 5 to Yankee approved.
14 left chart up
Yeah,
as well.
danke.
Lufthansa 522, you are leaving my airspace in descent. Switch to Unicom 122.8, happy landing.
It's interesting, it doesn't want to show me anything. Ah, there we are. So this was the point, I believe, Vipper, yes it was, that the star took us to.
107 Alpha Charlie confirmed, squawk 1000.
So it's a pretty straightforward arrival. Heading 270, round left and onto the ILS there.
Squawk 1000. So it should be fine now.
Yeah, we are near Geneva.
596, leaving my airspace now, switch to Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
What's that button over there for, Tommy? I have no idea which button you mean. What's the small shiny dotty thing on the cent? Is it another plane in front? Yes, it is. It is. This is Lufthansa 888, piloted by Marcus, who was in the chat a minute ago. Yeah, Manila to Heathrow. Yeah, that would be spectacular.
Good afternoon, Airliner 603.
Happy New Year to you too, Mbek Mom. Nice to see you. It's been a while.
Airliner 6, hello, radar contact, climb level 350.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Airliner 6.
Maastricht, guten Abend, Lufthansa 3 Tango Romeo, level 360 inbound Batis.
Maastricht Control, good afternoon, Lufthansa 20, phone inbound, flight level 350.
Oops, wrong one. So we should be there at 17:05, that's our ETA, which means we've got about
50
minutes left to run, something like that.
Lufthansa 3 Tango Romeo, level 360. Lufthansa 3 Tango Romeo, level 360.
Okay, good to hear, Robert. In that case, 14 left is what we'll plan for.
Lufthansa 5 Echo Lima, guten Tag, radar contact.
Hello Repo, welcome to the stream.
Beeline 96, actually, could we get...
That was Navigraph that I was showing there,
of 330?
which is a subscription service.
Beeline 96, confirm you would like to descend level 330?
That's A for Beeline 96.
Okay, Beeline 96, descend level 330.
Descend 330, Beeline 96.
Right, I'm just going to take a 2-minute break. I'll be back very shortly.
KLM 49 Charlie, allow radar contact, climb level 390 and brake, Lufthansa 2014, guten Tag, radar contact.
Center, good afternoon, British Speedbird 105 is with you, flight level 350.
British Speedbird 105, allow radar contact. Radar, good evening, Shamrock 22, pushing off with departure 370. Shamrock 22 Foxtrot, allow radar contact.
Beeline 216 flat
Lufthansa 2 Charlie, contact Langen radar 127.72.
After 772, Lufthansa 2 Charlie Charlie. Beeline 431 Charlie for level 370, request descent.
Good evening, Alitalia 8618, climbing 350.
Beeline 431 Charlie, descend flight level 250.
Descend, flight level 250, Beeline 41 Charlie.
Eurowings 419, my airspace, continue on navigation.
Right, I'm back, sorry about that. Hope I haven't missed any ATC chat.
Eurowings 419, Dankeschön, bye-bye.
Why is QNH not set to standard? Yes, it is.
Royal Maroc 810 Delta, hello, radar contact, descend level 250, 2000 feet a minute. Royal Maroc 810 Delta, descend level 250, rate 2000 feet a minute. Descend to Center 250 with 2000 feet a minute. Beeline 906, contact Langen radar 127.72. Goodbye.
Your control, good afternoon, Fever 624, flight level 340, landing
level
330.
Continue climb 330, Alitalia 65.
Beeline 906, Langen
Right,
radar
I'm just going to get my chart set up
127.72.
for the approach.
127.72.
Beeline 21740, did you call?
Beeline 214, yes, 530.
Beeline 2174 low, descend level 250 and further on discretion, Unicorn, have a good landing.
250, thank you very much.
Your control, good afternoon, Speedbird 624, flight level 340, heading 320.
Speedbird 624, hello, squawk 1000.
No, I won't be doing a barrel roll PI. It's not my thing, I'm afraid.
Good evening, Tanzania 530.
Then, but Mum, you have the latest version. Oh.
Lufthansa 52 Tango, descend level 320 and contact Langen.
You shouldn't need to delete waypoints. But you can delete waypoints if it leaves them in. It does do that sometimes. Yeah, I have had that, actually. I prefer day landings on balance, Jason.
Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima, descend level 320.
Well, my very favourites are probably early morning when it's just a little bit lighter than this.
Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima, descend flight level 300.
Descending flight level 300, Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima.
Lufthansa 33 Mike, Eurocontrol West, please, 135.25.
135, my apologies.
5 Echo Lima, hello, radar contact. Maintain level 340. Transavia 5301.
5301, go ahead.
Transavia 5301, turn left heading 090 degrees.
Left heading 090, Transavia 520.
Speedbird 105, sorry, traffic on your left wing is climbing through your level but is turning left to stay parallel.
Indeed it is. I took a screenshot for you, Marcus, which I will share after this in the Discord.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye for traffic. Speedbird 105.
Officer, Eurotrans 114 heavy, over at M box. passing level.
And you definitely pushed insert, did you, MBEC1?
Hello, Lufthansa 140 with you, flight level 250.
Trans 114, guten Tag, squawk 1000, climb level 340.
1000, climbing 340, your time.
Yeah,
hello, Lufthansa 27 Victor.
I don't know why I specifically said early mornings. It's just something about starting a flight at night. I just remember a really good flight. I did probably a decade ago. And I flew from Heathrow to Brussels, and it was an early morning departure, and the sunrise was just spectacular. So that's just stayed with me.
Squawk 0357, climb flight level 370.
Climbing flight level 370 and squawk 0357, Lufthansa 27 Victor.
Transavia 5301, turn right direct to Sutal.
Hello SG Gaming, what does VARAM mean?
Fox radar, Eurotrans 5 Echo over Powell, flight level 60. Hello, good evening.
Alitalia 8618, climb flight level 350 and contact Langen radar 127.72, goodbye.
Hello Stucker.
350, 127, to Alitalia, thank you, bye-bye.
Eurotrans 25 Echo, guten Tag, squawk 1000, climb level 340.
1000, Eurotrans 27.
We'll just put a little low-level floodlight on.
Request descent flight level 330 Nimdu.
Gravity 317, descent level 250.
Descent level.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It still does that just baffle me sometimes, this aircraft. You're not alone.
One to 6.75 unit.
Okay, so I'm definitely having connection issues. I just got disconnected from VATSIM.
Climbing to flight level 320 through flight level 290.
Jet Maastricht, hello, squawk 1000.
Squawking 1000, jet contact 32 Charlie.
Maastricht, hello, sky level 4.
Maastricht, radar 2 leaving 7 Indian, flight level Bravo, flight level 4.
Sky pass 9103, hello, radar contact, climb level 360.
Flight level 360, sky pass 9103.
Speedbird 624, contact Eurocontrol West 135.25, goodbye.
13525, thank you very much for your help, Speedbird 624.
Eurocontrol EC 3331, request descent.
Easy 331, descent flight level 260.
Descent flight level 260, EC 3331.
Yep, sorry for late descent. Actually, you can descend level 240 and then further on Unicom. Have a good landing.
Descending 240 and further on Unicom. Thank you.
Maastricht Lufthansa 9 Charlie Mike requesting descent. The 9 Charlie Mike, descend level 250. Descending level 250, Lufthansa 9 Charlie Mike.
Mastery Control, very good evening. Cargo Italia 83 Whiskey Heavy, flight level 340, inbound Vega.
Cargo Lux Italia 83 Whiskey, hello, radar, contact, climb level 34, okay, let's see, climb level 350, Mach decimal 82 or greater.
Flight level 350, Mach decimal 82 or greater, Cargo Italia 83 Whiskey Heavy.
KLM 49 Charlie, contact Langen radar 127.72, goodbye. 127, Charlie.
Lufthansa 2 Charlie is back inbound illegal.
2 Charlie, guten Tag, hello again, radar contact Easy 32 Papa Charlie.
Maastricht, good day, Easy 32 Papa Charlie with you on flight level 250.
No, it's usually fine. My Wi-Fi is just having a bad day today.
Climbing the 250 easy.
So I may lose you, it may cut out. If it does, I'll reset my router and we'll pick up where we left off.
Ryanair 2242, you can switch to Unicom 122.8. Have a good landing.
Unicom on 122.8, thank you very much for the service. See ya.
Royal Mach 81 Delta, contact 810 Delta, contact Langen radar 127.72. 1775. Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima, contact Langen radar 127.72. Tschüss.
Langen radar 127.72. Tschüss. Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha Charlie, descent level 300.
Descent 300, 7 Alpha Charlie. I have traffic on my TCAS, correct?
Transavia 5301, say again.
Transavia 5301, I have traffic on my TCAS and I have no fish tour, is that correct?
Yes, but they are not contacting us, so ignore them. Too busy.
Okay.
Lufthansa 27 Victor, contact Euro Control West on 135.25.
I got disconnected from the sim, I got disconnected from VPilot, and it's working again now, so we'll just hope. If you could give me regular updates on if the if it's buffering or if it's working, that would be great. And if it gets too bad, then I'll just have to pause the stream and restart my router, and we'll try again.
813 Golf, when ready, descend level 220, level Sumum.
When ready, descending level 220 to level over Sumum.
Oh, it's okay now. Excellent. Let's hope it stays okay.
Gravity
Sorry about
317, switch to Unicom now, 122.8. Happy landing.
Gravity 317, switch to Unicom. Danke. Tschüss.
Lufthansa 52 Yankee, descent level 250.
Lufthansa 140 request descent.
I'm glad it's working again now. That's the main thing.
Okay, first Lufthansa 888, contact Langen radar 127.72, goodbye. To Langen 127.72, thank you for good service, bye. Lufthansa 140, actually you can descend now own discretion, and Unicom the Innsbruck QNH 1008, have a good landing.
So I've just heard Marcus being handed off, so I will set my standby frequency ready. Good, I thought I was going to have to give up on this stream for a minute there, which would have been depressing.
Lufthansa 23 Tango leaving my airspace now, please switch to Unicom 122.8, have a good flight. Direction 813 Golf, leaving my airspace shortly, continue our navigation in the Unicom, ciao.
Unicom, direction 813 Golf, thank you, ciao, ciao.
Lufthansa 2014,
how long is left?
level 250.
So still ETA 1705, so about 35 minutes, something like that.
Mediterranean 410, Maastricht.
Right, Mediterranean 410.
Mediterranean 410, you want level 370 or 390?
390. Thanks.
Mediterranean 410, climb now, level 390.
Don't know why we haven't been handed off yet. I might do a radio check. 135.45, sorry. 127.1725.
Lufthansa 9 Charlie Mike requesting further descent. Jet contour 32 Charlie, sorry, there is a 747 in your 11 o'clock position trying to climb without instruction. I think he's stopping now, so hopefully he will do 8.
Okay, no worries, Finbar. Yeah, you should do that.
9 Charlie Mike, you can switch to
25
Unicom
minutes or
now.
so for the landing.
122.8, happy landing, just 122.8.
Hello, Jay, welcome to the stream.
Skywest 329, hello, radar contact.
32 Charlie, climbing then to flight level 340, is it okay?
Jet contour 32 Charlie, no, maintain level 320, that's fine. I just
okay, roger.
Saudi arm.
Maastricht radar, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, radio check.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, read to 5 and switch now to Langen radar on 127.7 goodbye.
127.7 for Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, Dankeschön, tschüss.
7250.
Lufthansa 9 Echo Lima, contact Langen radar, frequency 120.8, bye bye.
Contacting Langen radar 120.8.
Welcome back, Flying Lit.
Goodbye.
Lufthansa 9 Mike Alpha, descent flight level 100.
Descent level 100,
Flying Lit,
Mike Alpha.
Welcome back.
Sending 100, Lufthansa 9 Mike Alpha.
Glad it's working, Tommy. Langen radar, guten Abend, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, flight level 360, inbound Ladol.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, Langen radar, hello, identified.
Radar, hello, Lufthansa 57, X-ray climbing through flight level 904, flight level 130.
Lufthansa 57, X-ray, Langen radar, hello, identified, climb level 300.
Climb level 300, Lufthansa 57, X-ray.
V-line 496, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
22.8,
Jet 5 Romeo Echo, descent flight level 110.
Now, wing views are not very good at night.
Jet 5 Romeo Echo, contact Langen radar, frequency 120.8.
Both, Stucker, both.
KLM 1044, over to Langen radar 120.8.
120.8, bye-bye, KLM 1044.
Langen radar, good afternoon, Skyway 179.
I think we'll stay in the cockpit for now.
Flight level 300, 330, inbound Lockter.
Skyway 1794, Langen radar, hello, identified.
Yeah, I read it as statistics as well.
Delta Victor Romeo, contact Langen radar, frequency 120.8, bye-bye.
Langen radar, guten Tag, Lufthansa 204, inbound thrust 4, descent flight level 250.
Lufthansa 2014, Langen radar, hello, identified, cleared Onoko 1 Delta, descent flight level 110.
Cleared for the Onoko 1 Delta, arrival and descent 110, Lufthansa 2014.
Lufthansa 2014, proceed direct Ramop.
And direct Ramop to Lufthansa 2014.
Okay. 4 X-ray Delta Victor Romeo, Langen. Lufthansa 74 Charlie. 7 Alpha Charlie, sorry.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha Charlie with you, passing 2904280.
Yes,
Lufthansa 7 Alpha Charlie, descent level 110, cleared Spesa 1 Charlie, arrival.
Cleared Spesa 1 Charlie, arrival and descent 110.
Yeah, 6 request descent to destination airport.
V-line 996, descent flight level 250.
250, V-line 996.
Lufthansa 5 to Tango, descent flight level 200.
Right, I think we'll be starting our descent fairly shortly, so I'll hand over control to the co-pilot.
Lufthansa 9 Mike Alpha, contact Langen radar, frequency 120.8.
I have control.
1208, Lufthansa 9 Mike Alpha, danke, tschüss.
So we're going to be going for 14 left.
French 9 requesting 2 minutes AFK.
I report back.
We'll report.
And we're going to be following the Gulco 2 Volta. 2 Volta? 2 Victory.
KLM 549, Langen radar, hello, identified, climb to flight level 200.
And let me just check our flight plans, check the transition.
Lufthansa 52 Tango, descent flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110.
No, we want the Gulco transition.
London radar, good evening. Charlie, descent flight level
Literally the only transition.
KLM 49 Charlie, descent flight level 270.
Go to the RADNAV page and input check the frequencies input.
Lufthansa 806, I'm closing in a few moments. Unicom 12.8, goodbye.
That's good.
Unicom, bye-bye.
And we'll do our perf approach page. So I'll get the METAR from vPilot, which makes life a lot easier than having to go to a web browser to do it. METAR
888, I'm closing in a few
EDDK.
moments. Unicom 12.8, bye-bye.
To Unicom, thank you for good service, bye.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, same for you, Unicom, goodbye.
Unicom, Dankeschön, choose Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo.
Beeline 906, descent flight level 230.
230, Beeline 9.
KLM 49 Charlie, descent flight level 250. 4 X-ray Delta Victor Romeo Langen.
There we are, back onto Unicom because there's no further ATC because he's closing, and I'll go back to my approach page. So QNH is 1013. Temperature is 3 degrees in rain, and the wind is 010 at 7. Oh, so the wind's changed a little bit since we last looked, isn't it? Transition altitude we don't know because that's given, the transition level we don't know because that's given by ATC. But it's normally 500 or 1,000 feet above the transition altitude, which is the one you use on the way up. So that's 5,000, so we'll call it 6,000 for this approach, or this descent. And runway 14 left has a minimum decision altitude of 430 feet.
Radio check, Eurowings 6 Charlie Golf.
Eurowings 6 Charlie Golf, Charlie Kilo, in fact, receiving strength 5.
Okay, Kilo, yeah, who can read? Yeah, thanks. Okay, good to know that you are on the channel.
Right, what have I missed in the chat while doing all of that? So the flashing lights that you see most clearly ahead of us, they're the strobe lights, and they're to make aircraft extra visible in the air. We also have a beacon light, which you'll have seen me turn on earlier, and that's to be used whenever the aircraft is moving, whether on the ground or in the air. Nav and logo lights, which are the static ones on the wings, red on the left, green on the right. They are to be switched on whenever the aircraft is powered up, and they basically give you an idea of which direction the aircraft is coming from and to by the different colours. So there you are, there's the green on the right wing, and that's the gist of it. That's most of the lights. Yes, let's hope the ILS works well. An ILS is an instrument landing system. Thank you, Fusilier and Jason. Correct, so you have two parts to the ILS. I'll turn on the landing system button. So you have a localizer, which gives you horizontal guidance, and you'll see a purple diamond come up to tell us whether we need to go left or right to be pointing at the runway. And we have vertical guidance, which is called the glide slope, and we'll have another purple diamond here, which will tell us if we're too high or too low. We're going to use auto brake medium for today's landing, I think. So we'll be dealing with a wet runway, and also we want to exit as soon as possible, really. So now we don't have any air traffic control. We need to start thinking about our descent. And to do that, we need to know what altitude we should be at a certain point. So, in our case, we want to be at 3,000 feet by LEBL. And if we zoom in on this map, we should be able to see LEBL, which is, it's there. But to be on the safe side, we'll try and be at 3,000 feet. the waypoint before, which will be Whipper, Whiskey Yankee Papa, and we'll assume that this is a straight line, which it more or less is, and we look to be about 150 nautical miles away. So we want to lose 33,000 feet. So to work out our top of descent, we multiply the 33 by 3, which is 99, and we add another 10 to it to allow for decreasing to 250 knots at 10,000 feet. So that's 109 nautical miles. So we want to start our descent 109 nautical miles before that waypoint there. So although it would be really good to know exactly how far away we are, I don't think the MCDU yet allows for that, but I could be wrong. Or maybe I just can't remember how you do it. So we know we're 181 nautical miles away from Cologne. That's Marcus. I've totally lost my train of thought because I'm trying to look at the vPilot messages and listen to the radio and talk to you. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what I was saying, but we're going to start our descent around about now. Eurowings 8 Charlie Kilo, descending flight level 300. So we'll just do a little descent to start with, and then we'll see where we're at. Yes, the star and the runway ATC might vector us to different. Yes, but there's no ATC on at the moment, and I like to be prepared, Mbekmom. You're right, though. If there was ATC on, I probably would have waited a bit until they told us.
I have control.
You have control.
Hello, Bart Jan. Welcome to the stream. Am I going to butter Cologne? I think there's probably a 70% chance that I will. But we'll see, we'll see. Got a bit of a crosswind, and the runway's wet. The runway being wet shouldn't make too much of a difference, but we'll see. So once we're at 30,000 feet, we will of course have 27,000 feet to lose. 2040 60, this is 21 60, so 81 nautical miles we'll want to continue our descent. So basically just before that waypoint gets to this arc here. And before we go much lower, I'm going to turn on the anti-ice for the engines because we're going to be passing through cloud. Oh really? That's cool, Wolfgang. Awesome. I'll look out for your house. I wish it wasn't dark now. You could have pointed it out. Well, you could have pointed it out 30 seconds late because of the YouTube delay, but still. Right. Let me just have a quick look at VATSIM, try and get an idea of how far ahead of us Marcus is, because the last thing we want is to be going around due to inadequate spacing. It's a shame there aren't range markers on this map, or a way of measuring. I think he's far enough ahead. That's my gut feeling. Hello, Maria. Dankeschön, Porter, und willkommen. Willkommen bei der Stream. I don't know stream in German, but welcome anyway. Ah, you're Swiss. Excellent. Welcome both of you. Yeah, I gathered in Big Mom, don't worry. I always do this. I often do the same thing. Do you, Stucker? So you speak German, Italian and Urdu. Anything else? It's quite impressive. Trilingual. So the new Berlin airport doesn't yet have decent scenery, Porter, but I will fly there when Aerosoft release their Brandenburg scenery, which hopefully won't be too far off. And I'll do a review of it as well, so stay tuned, it'll happen one day. But I don't fly to the default autogen airports because I just don't like them. How many minutes? Let me see. So ETA is 17:08 in the sim. It's now 16:50, so about 20 minutes, something like that. That's enough, Stucker. That's still quite impressive. Yeah, 20 minutes to land. I'm curious because I can't see that bar that you can see at the top of the screen while I'm flying. I'm just wondering how accurate it is. Pretty good, isn't it? Although of course you don't know what time it is in the sim, so it's not that useful, I suppose, in a way, unless you also look at the clock, which is hidden by the chat. I think 13 might be a bit optimistic by the time we've slowed down. I'd say 20 to 25, something like that. So when you're flying on VATSIM and you're on the Unicom channel, you can use voice, as Marcus and I have been up till now, but you can also type, and the advantage of typing is that aircraft can receive written messages further away than they can receive voice messages. No, it's not real time, Porter. No, I'm flying at, 16:51 Zulu time, so 17:51 in German time. Have I had any issues with the anti-ice? Yes, the icing on this is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So I've got engine anti-ice on for the descent, which should be all I need, but I bet I end up needing wing anti-ice and all sorts as well. Yeah, I think the delay gets worse every time I have connection issues as well, Jason. I suppose it's real time in the sense that I'm flying it, yeah, I'm not accelerating the time. I didn't think of that interpretation of real time. Right, so I think we'll continue our descent now. And we have no altitude constraints on the star. Actually, that's not true. We have 5,000 minimum safe altitude until Coggett. But anyway, we can start our descent down to 5,000 at least. We'll do it in stages. We'll go down to flight level 150 for now. You'd prefer to see it in real time? Yeah. By real time, do you mean as in at the time it is now? Or do you mean not speeded up? Because we're not doing it speeded up, but I'm doing it at the time that the real flight flew, if that makes sense. So we took off at 10 past 4 from Barcelona, which is when the real Eurowings 527 took off, and we'll be landing roughly on schedule. So that's my realism. That's how I tend to do things, and I always stream at similar times. So it does mean flying when it's dark outside in the sim and it's not dark outside in the real world. Yeah, the visual icing is overdone, agreed. And the icing effects are a little overdone as well. We'll be landing on runway 14 left. Maria. Ah, welcome back, Finbar. Welcome back. No, you should be able to activate the approach phase at any point before intercepting the localizer. But the aircraft does weird things in this sim, so I normally wait until the localizer is actually alive before activating it. Yes, I know, Porter, I know. It's 16:12 here in the UK. So I'm actually flying... It's not far off, actually, is it? I'm flying about 45 minutes later in the sim than it is in the real world. I'm not too sure, LJ Vlogs. I haven't done enough flying around here to be sure. But there's someone on the chat who should be able to tell you, because we're flying over his house. Can't remember who he was. I've never flown big jets in X-Plane TF2. I used to fly P3D and before that FSX and the earlier Microsoft sims. So we'll continue our descent now down to 5,000 feet. No real need to stop it. Ah, good. I'm glad you've discovered the mod and are finding it helpful, Daniel. Ah, okay. Okay, sorry, Oliver. I will try and remember that. I may accidentally call you by your mum's name if if things get stressful in the cockpit. I don't know. I'd wait and see what happens with X-Plane. I think TF2. I think they've got a lot of catching up to do in a lot of areas. They do, of course, have more realistic airliners, but so did Prepared, so does FSX. But we will get add-ons for this in due course, and then I think we'll have the best of all worlds, because we'll have the super realistic scenery, and we'll have realistic aircraft to fly in it. It's a question of if we want to wait for that or not.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
So we'll turn the seatbelt sign on.
over Delta Kilo 4.
Yeah. It's a big old program. So to be honest, we're probably descending a little bit too soon. So I think what I'm going to do is level us off at maybe 12,000 feet so we don't have to slow just yet. But part of me wants to slow down so that we don't end up in conflict with Marcus. Marcus, if you're still watching the stream, by the way, I can't hear your broadcast very clearly. I think you're too far away. So I'm going to type in the vPilot instead. Oliver, when can you do the automatic brake? So you'd set the automatic brake. Hang on. The aircraft's going crazy. It still does this on occasion. It'll just go straight to the final approach fix whether you want it to or not, and I don't understand why. So we want to go to Gulco, and then we want to go straight from there to DK, whatever it is. Should still stop our descent at 12,000. In fact, let's put direct to DK 428. You have to watch it like a hawk. You shouldn't. You shouldn't have to. So for some reason our distance is no longer working, our heading is no longer working, and our time is no longer working. Still a very buggy aircraft in spite of the mod. Anyway, automatic brakes, set them just before you start your approach checklist. Sorry, before you start your descent, I mean. Scenery in X-Plane, you mean, or are you talking about in Flight Sim? In Microsoft Flight Sim? Because the X-Plane doesn't look that fancy to me, and this is. You won't see much of it now, of course, because it's night time. But I have a whole back catalogue for you to work your way through if you want to have a good look at the scenery. Ah, good, we will see Cologne on the right. Awesome. Oh really, Robert? I was not aware of that. That's I'll check that out for sure. So we want to be at 3,000 feet by the time we intercept the ILS, which will be at Legdu, which should be on our plan. Yes, here. So obviously we've got 9,000 feet to lose, which means we need to start our descent again in 28 nautical miles. Sorry, 28 nautical miles from that fix. Should be fairly soon. Let's just get the latest weather. So wind 340 at 5 knots. Variable. Rain, few clouds at 2,000 feet, overcast at 2,500. QNH 1013. Let me just check VATSIM, see if we've got any other traffic coming in, because the wind is so changeable that I'm tempted to just stick to the original plan, which is 14 left, even though that isn't necessarily the best runway to choose as of now. We have got other aircraft around. We've got a Ryanair coming in from Manchester, who's going to arrive slightly after me, and the other aircraft are a long way out other than Marcus. Cologne, Stucker. What did you ask? Sorry, did you ask something about the payware scenery, Finbar? Oh, right, yes, yeah, I get what you mean now. Yes, you'll be impressed, I think. Right, let's descend now to 3,000 feet. Okay, TF2 Aviator, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and yeah, look forward to seeing you on another one. So you'll notice that it's now picking up a signal from the ILS, which is what we were talking about earlier. And you can see the pink diamond or triangle for the localizer, and that's because the localizer is picked up a long way out, whereas the why isn't the aircraft slowing us to 250 knots? Whereas this glide slope is it's got less of a range. Yeah, so we've got wing icing now, so we'll turn that on. And we'll turn this to ignition. I don't think that's realistic at all, to be honest. Why did I choose, do you mean the Cologne Bonn airport? Well, I've got quite a lot of add-on airports. I do quite a lot of reviews, and it just so happens that I think this one is particularly well made. It looks very realistic. But I fly all over Europe and all over the States.
Traffic, hello, side 44, joining Dombox 05 transition, descending on flight number 180.
Right, so we're below 10,000 feet, so we'll turn our landing lights on. And you'll notice the aircraft has automatically entered approach mode, so it's...
Lufthansa 888 on Gulco 14 for landing in Cologne.
Which is why we've decelerated to the green dot speed here, and we'll extend our flaps shortly. And you notice we're going through clouds, so suddenly we've got very visible landing lights reflecting back at us. That light in the distance is Marcus's aircraft. Will I review Helsinki Vanta? I'm probably not going to review the Just-Sim version. I haven't decided entirely, but MK Studios are working on a version, so I'm hoping to get that maybe instead. And I'm going to use a little bit of speed brake to increase our rate of descent, because I think we're just a tiny bit too high. And as we turn this corner, if I'm not mistaken, we should be on final approach to the runway. KLDR, have a good flight.
Lufthansa 888, establish runway 14 left in Cologne.
Use a little more speed brake to increase our rate of descent. I'm a little bit unsure about whether we have enough distance between ourselves and Marcus here. Let's extend flaps 1 and slow down.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
We'll get this out of the way first.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Baro ref.
We haven't changed to local pressure now, but we can do that.
1014 set.
1014 set. Minimum. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
So visibility is not great. Just adds to the fun, really, doesn't it? We are a little bit high still. So what I'm going to do is put our gear down early, which will give us a little bit more drag. We'll see if we can catch up with the glide slope without getting too close to Marcus. Ah, this happened with my aircraft yesterday. I thought it was to do with the shared cockpit add-on I was using, but it's just going crazy. So it obviously wasn't to do with the shared cockpit at all.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked.
Let's see if it actually intercepts or not.
Flaps 2.
Gear down.
We have to go through the gear down part of the checklist, even though I've put it down early.
Gear down.
Lufthansa 555 miles final to 14 left.
Cologne traffic, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, 10 mile final, runway 14 left.
Good to hear you, Philbert.
Yes, I was worried we were too far apart to hear each other before. Now I'm worried we're too close.
Düsseldorf Traffic, guten Abend, Eurowings 80 Yankee, pushback at Alpha 1 Düsseldorf.
So it does seem to have captured the localizer and the glide slope okay.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked.
So we'll just keep an eye on it and make sure it continues
Flaps
our descent
3.
below 3,000 feet.
Traffic, Skyfox 424 on the right downwind, runway 05 right, Düsseldorf.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
Flaps full.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Okay, I will try turning the autopilot off and on.
AP1.
Check.
No, still the same. And now it's trying to make us climb. I wish I hadn't done that. Try turning approach mode off and on. And we'll hand fly. We've got visual with the runway, so that's not a problem.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Haven't asked them to be seated.
Checked. Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
We haven't got our ECAM memo up either. But never
Landing
mind.
no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Okay, so we're hand flying this approach because it didn't capture the ILS properly. And I'm going to have to ignore the chat for a little while because I have to concentrate extra hard, but I will catch up with your messages once we're parked up at a gate. See Marcus on the runway ahead, I believe. Hopefully he'll get off it fairly shortly. And the wind is...
Runway is vacated in the Cologne Lufthansa 3 left.
There he is.
1 Cologne 555 miles to 14 left. 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 1 Cologne 555 miles to 14 left
Good. So we can land. We won't have to go around because there's another aircraft on the runway. The only reason we might have to go around is if I mess up the approach. This is where the wing views are the best, I dare say, but I wouldn't like to try and hand fly this approach while not looking straight ahead. Give you a little look out to the left, that's all you're getting. If the autopilot was working, we could have had a little bit more of a look around outside.
Checked.
Düsseldorf traffic, Eurowings 80 Yankee, taxiing to holding point runway 05 right, Düsseldorf.
I also haven't been getting minimums call-outs lately, whereas I used to get them every time, so I don't know what that's about.
500.
Bit of rain, I believe.
Cologne traffic, taxi via Alpha to Terminal Bravo 125.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel.
Traffic,
70 knots.
Crossing runway 06.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated.
Well, welcome to Cologne, everybody.
Until the captain has turned
I
off
was
the
quite
seatbelt
pleased with
sign
that landing.
And the aircraft is parked safely. This will be your indication that it is safe to move around the cabin, gather your belongings and disembark. We'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your business and we hope to see you once again on a future flight. Thank you.
Right, so we'll get well clear of the runway. Announce we're clear of it on the Unicom, and then we'll look at taxiing.
Düsseldorf traffic, Eurowings 80 Yankee, taking off runway 05 right, OD60 departure Düsseldorf.
Cologne traffic, Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, clear of runway. Right, so we'll turn off our landing lights, turn off our strobe lights, start the APU, and work out where on earth we're going. So we'll just hold here, I think, while I look at the charts. So, let's have a quick look outside. Could probably just follow Marcus, but he has a reputation of going very much the wrong way, so I think we'll we'll make up our own. I'm joking, Marcus, you did it once, that's not fair. So this must be Alpha 3, I think. So we're going to taxi via Alpha, and that's it, it's pretty straightforward. What gate did I say we were going to park out there? I can't remember. Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, taxiing to gate Bravo 23 via Alpha, Bravo and Lima. That'll do.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
start.
Radar.
Always
Predictive
forget to
wind
turn
shear
my radar
system.
and predictive wind shear off.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
I don't know, Chris. Sorry, Christopher. I didn't spot your message in time, but I turned the autopilot off and that made everything much worse. So I'll try it on another flight when I'm not streaming, I think. Beauty. Thank you, Bartyan. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was Marcus. Yeah, I think he exited the runway a bit after us. The VGDS isn't at the particular pier we're parking at, Caffel.
Düsseldorf traffic, Eurowings 6 Bravo Alpha, airborne Outlook 05 right, passing 3,000 feet on the Boot 62 Düsseldorf.
I wasn't though. I was pretty much on the glide path. The PAPI lights do often show you low as you approach the touchdown zone. So yes, and that's fine. You know, once you've made the runway, it doesn't matter if you are slightly below what they say. They're very sensitive as you get close. I'll catch up with the rest once I'm parked. Careful, I do remember Copenhagen, I do. And I even was not too proud to mention it when in my Discord earlier. Yeah, sure, I can show you some of the airport while we're taxiing. I'll show you a little bit more from the drone once we're parked up. So I think, is this the cargo terminal? I'm not entirely sure. Can't remember, it's a while since I've been here. I think so. This is part, yeah, there's the FedEx part. Good amount of ground clutter down there. I've also, Finbar, done a quite detailed review of this, so if you have a look at my review playlist, you should see, you'll be able to get a full tour of it that way.
Lufthansa 888 is on block Bravo 18, and this was an awful weather condition.
Indeed it was. Can't remember what.
I was just about to say the same thing. The approach to Düsseldorf is pretty turbulent and icy.
Affirmative.
Ah, that's interesting, Wolfgang. Good. I didn't know that. I'd love to say I'd done my research, but I just saw it coming up and braked a little harder.
Düsseldorf traffic, Mermaid 313, taxi to holding point, runway 0.
I don't remember what gate I said I'd park at. Let's go for Bravo 22. That'll do us.
And Mike, and thank you for the weather.
Taxi light off.
You're welcome, and Fast 44 is on short final runway 05 right, Düsseldorf traffic.
I was a little premature turning that taxi light off. The line is less well lit than I'd thought.
Preferred by Papa 2 and Mike.
So here we are. I'll get the APU bleed on. Turn the engines off. Turn the windscreen wipers off now. I wish this logbook wouldn't pop up. If anyone knows how to make it stop, please tell me. Get the dome light on so we can see what we're doing. Turn the anti-ice off. Turn the seat belts off. And we'll turn the fuel pumps off.
And Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo, welcome in Cologne.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
Thank you very much, Lufthansa 888. Pleasure flying with you. Eurowings 6 Charlie Kilo. So unfortunately I've picked a gate without a jetway, but I feel that might be fairly prototypical. Either that... Oh, it does look like this jetway should come across, doesn't it? Oh no, that would be for Bravo 23. Hang on, let me just turn the old beacon light off. That's the one thing I forgot. And we'll call some air stairs, see if we can get any of those. Perhaps not. Perhaps not at this airport. Oh yes, there's a set there doing something. Alright, welcome to Cologne everybody. Let's just catch up on the chat. I'll go a long way back because I missed a lot. Battery butter coming soon, that's far enough. Yeah, so there was a crosswind Edgar X Empire. It was only about 8 knots or so, so it wasn't too bad. Amazing landing, thank you, Kaffel. And I don't mind that you clapped Stucker, that's also okay. Talked about the Pappy lights. Yes, and we talked a bit about the VGDS. Yeah, they're definitely not on this terminal. I think they're on the other terminal. Looks like Heathrow. A little. It's got parallel runways. Very nice landing, good job. Thank you, Open Wheeler. Thank you. Talked about the flight. Yeah, talked about that. And I did say I'll show you some more of the airport after we've parked, so I will do. And you're still not 100% sure? Okay, no, fair enough. We'll have another little look round. Looks like an Italian airport to you and like London Heathrow sticker, okay. You should buy it, Finbar. It's a very, very good airport. Jason, you're very welcome. Thank you, glad you enjoyed it. Runway turn-off lights, did I miss them?
Would you like to line up at Lima 8 and take off for me, because I'm heavy?
Oh, I did. Good spot, Kaffel. Could have blinded you anyway. That's interesting. I've never seen air stairs attached to the back door before, but never mind. Right, let's have a look at the airport then. We'll take a quick flyover before I finish the stream.
This is traffic looking for Tango Romeo, lining up and departing in Silverman.
So as you can see, nice bit of interior modelling. I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I've said everything I have to say in my review, I think. But you can at least get a sense of it without having to watch another video.
Düsseldorf traffic, for taxiing via Michael Lima 7 and Victor A1.
I think some of these are statics and some of them are VATSIM aircraft. So these are the two passenger terminals. This one has by far the most impressive frontage and interior. So we'll take a quick look inside there. Try and straighten the drone out a little bit.
Traffic, 313, lining up behind.
Yeah, the trouble with VATSIM traffic is that the strobes always seem to be on when the aircraft's powered up. So it's probably not the pilot's fault. It's probably just the way the models look in this sim. So you can see we've got seating, we've even got people sat on the seats. So it is really, really impressive, the interior modelling here. Pardon me. I'll give you a quick look out the front as well while we're here. Then we'll go back to the aircraft and call it a day, I think. Thank you, Kaffel, for posting that. Very helpful indeed. Got the railway station down there. So yes, they've done an absolutely fantastic job. That is my overriding opinion of this airport. And if you want to buy a European airport of this size, I can't think of a better one. There you go. Right, we'll go back to the plane because, you know, why not? And yes, I will take this opportunity to say thank you ever so much for watching this stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the flight. I've enjoyed having you here with me. And I hope to see you again soon on Philbert Flies. The next stream will be tomorrow at 1400, and that's going to 1400 Zulu, and that is going to be in the Cessnatos Citation CJ4, which will be flying from La Mole Saint-Tropez to London City Airport. So hope to see you then. Take care. Bye bye.